Is this the end of my life? Dead with a frozen body in the cold water and drowned in the Atlantic Ocean with a torn body because of screw propeller of a luxury cruise ship. Alicia died because of her love became her own hell. Alicia could only think that in her mind. Her mouth is no longer can speak, and thoughts flashed through the remaining nerves in her brain that still could think before everything went black.
Mrs. Alicia, get up. Can you hear my voice?
But wait a moment. Shouldn't Alicia have died after she was starved, beaten, stripped naked, tied with a rope so strong that it made her skin peel and bleed before Alicia was thrown from the private luxury cruise ship with her body tied and made her unable to swim? Then the screw propeller at the back of the ship crushed her body into pieces of flesh. And why now Alicia still hear the voice of someone calling her Mrs. Alicia?
Mrs. Alicia, you finally woke up too. Thank goodness.
There was a smile from a middle-aged female servant who felt relieved when she saw Alicia opened her eyes slowly, although at that time, Alicia's eyes were still blank.
Where am I?
There was hesitation before Alicia said that.
Is this heaven?
Alicia remembered how she was humiliated and tortured for almost 20 years of her life until she died without dignity and even didn't have a grave, just thrown away in the Atlantic Ocean like a garbage. Not sure what happened to her body, which was crushed into shreds of flesh. Are they eaten by the fish in the ocean? However, Alicia could no longer think about that because her name had been mentioned again by the woman beside her.
Of course you are at your husband's house. Young Master Revandra Nugraha, Mrs. Alicia.
A name that made Alicia's heart feels horrified. Revandra Nugraha was a man who made her life miserable for almost 20 years until Alicia died horribly at the age of 38, same day of her birthday, which was also the end of her marriage. But how could Alicia be at Revandra Nugraha's house now? Shouldn't she was on the cruise ship? And Revandra himself, with the creepy smile still in Alicia's mind, just ordered his men to throw Alicia into the sea and let her die horribly?
Mrs. Alicia, drink first, please. Mr. Revandra will come here after he clean himself.
The word clean himself shook Alicia's body again, that suddenly felt disgusted at the thought of what her husband had done.
Dami, can you tell me what day and date today?
This is the only thing that makes Alicia curious for now. The woman in front of her is also curious why this question is suddenly given by Alicia.
Mrs. Alicia, it's the 8th of March. Have you forgotten? Just now we just celebrated your 19th birthday.
Alicia remembers very well that she was 38 when she was thrown into the sea. But why does Darmi said she is still 19? And actually, it wasn't a birthday party. No one celebrated her birthday but herself, accompanied by Darmi staring at her birthday candles that she never blew. It was the last birthday cake. She never get any after that, until her death.
Mrs. Alicia, pardon me for what happened to you, and I feel you for Mr. Revandra's decision.
But before Alicia could really digest what was in her mind, she was shocked again by what her maid said. Alicia had remembered her name is Darmi, and she is a maid in Revandra's mansion. The maid who had been helping her in the house after her marriage to Revandra Nugraha at the age of 18 a year ago.
But I don't think there is any choice, young lady Alicia. This is the only way so that the young Master Revandra does not divorce you. After all, young Master did not marry Andre. Their relationship is not official. She's just mistress. Still, you as his wife, you are Mrs. Alicia Nugraha. I guess for the time being, you can only make peace with his decision instead of the young master push you away. Life out there is hard. I'm not sure you can survive. Moreover, your family no longer has a penny, and even your only family, your father is dead.
Am I born again?
Alicia didn't know what happened to her. But this time, Alicia began to slowly remembers what happened to her at that age, which is now called by Darmi. Alicia married Revandra Nugraha not based on love. A year ago, her father, who owed the Nugraha family, offered Alicia to marry Revandra Nugraha, who he said would guarantee Alicia's life and make her happy for the rest of her life. At first, Alicia wanted to refuse, but when she met Revandra and saw how handsome he was, her mind changed. His perfectly sculpted face, with upright posture body and cold gaze eyes, but looked sharp and mysterious, made her want to know more about Revandra. Curiosity and admiration arose when she heard Revandra talk to her father. Very polite and shows he's highly educated. Alicia was stunned. At that time, marriage plans were not like forced marriages. Revandra's father did not ask Alicia to marry his only son in order to help his father's company, which was on the verge of collapse. Wedding plans could be cancelled if Alicia didn't love Revandra. Saputra Nugraha, Revandra's father, gave a choice whether Alicia would accept marriage with Revandra or not. He is so gentle and kind at that time. But it's fake.
If I was born again, why wasn't I born a year ago so I wouldn't marry him?
Something Alicia regrets. Because that marriage did not provide any benefits for her happiness, her father's, or her family's company. After the wedding, Saputra Nugraha secretly asked Alicia's father to sign a company acquisition agreement with Nugraha's company. From the story that Alicia remembers, Saputra Nugraha was threatened her father that if he didn't sign, Nugraha himself would push his son to divorce Alicia and cancel to help the company. Alicia's father knew his daughter loves Revandra. He knew giving up the company meant he's destroying his business. But this is for the happiness of her daughter. Finally, the agreement was carried out. That way, the Nugraha company has full rights to run Alicia's family-owned company, and Saputra Nugraha guarantee Alicia's life will forever be fulfilled by them and will not be difficult. Even though it's all lies. It is still fresh in Alicia's mind how in the 19 years of her life, not a single day she was free from suffering, torturing, beating, and yelling. A year after marrying Revandra, everything changed. Today is the day her beautiful dream of marriage became a mirage. Alicia finally finds out who Revandra really is, and the reason why his family asked Alicia to marry him. Everything is clear in Alicia's mind, and now her heartbeat is beating fast, enough to make Alicia's ears can hear her own heartbeat. She heard all Revandra's hatred for decades of her life. Alicia was horrified, but she also didn't have time to respond. Dharmi, who was beside her, talked.
Young Master Revandra.
The door had been opened by someone wearing a bathrobe. Based on her past memories, Alicia knew the man had just satisfied himself with Andre, her first love, in the guest room. Now the man's eyes are staring intently at Alicia and begin torturing her life.
Get out of here, Dharmi. I need to talk to Alicia.